Hey everybody, welcome back. We are watching Fear the Walking Dead. We're on season 1, episode 3. We just had a flashback of the flashback. I gotta quit referring to it that way. We had a flashback in the second episode. It threw me off at first because they talked about getting him from the hospital, and I thought that they had picked him up after he was carted away in the middle of the night, but no, it was before that. He probably was in the hospital to get opiate detox, and when Travis came home and said, "Yo, this is going on, we need to get out of here," they decided to go and pick him up. We find that, oh, I don't know Mom's first name, but Miss Tobias, oh no, Tobias was the kid. Uh, Cunningham? Oh, I don't know Mom's name. Stepmom to some, but mom to others. She was a guidance counselor, I believe, at the high school personnel. Bias, I have a feeling, he seemed pretty smart about things, except he didn't know how to kill them, but he might have learned how to kill them. So we might see him later on, but it's possible we'll also find him dead sometime in the future, but he will probably pop back up. I don't think his only role was to serve as a way to think about of places where to find resources that you wouldn't normally think of, like the high school in the pantry and everything for the food, instead of going to the stores. Nick is still in withdrawal, although he got some oxy, so he's probably feeling a little better now. He was still probably 2 days out on hitting the peak of his withdrawal, so that would have been even more hellish than what they were already going through. I think I've talked about all my predictions. I think we'll go ahead and start episode 3 and see where we go from here, whether we stay in the flashback showing how they got into the fenced-in community, or if it's going to be another perspective, maybe meet somebody else or something. So we'll find out. So she's got the oxy. Is she giving him another dose, or is she taking it for herself? And it's not bath salts. It's not crocodile. It's got a quick intro scene, doesn't it? You gonna come sleep? You gonna lay down? There you go. Keep going. You're almost down. There you go. I didn't hear what she heard.
Mom.
Or maybe it's too quiet. So they took her away saying she needed emergency surgery or she'd lose her foot. And that was at day 9. So this is a week and a half ago. Couldn't tell if it was an airplane or a helicopter. Power grid is shutting down though. So with the power grid shutting down, something interesting. Our family had gone up to New York to my cousin's wedding. I forget which town it was. It's one of the towns with the horse racing tracks and that sort of thing. But there's probably several of those. It was a popular one. And we're driving around upper state New York. It was upper state, and or kind of upper state, middle of the state. And so we're driving around, and the stoplights had started flashing. And so we were all amazed, you know, how New Yorkers have the reputation of being so bad and everything. But everybody was taking their turns and very polite, and there wasn't much fuss and that sort of thing. And we get back to the hotel where the racehorsing took place. Their power is out. I mean, power is out everywhere. It wasn't just the stoplights, and we didn't realize that until we got back to the hotel. Because having to get to our rooms, we had to go up the stairs, couldn't take the elevator, and they had emergency lights tied to the generator going up the stairwell so you could see where you were going. It still wasn't dark outside yet, so we're still, you know, figuring everything out, and come to find out that this was during the whole Northeast grid power down that happened. And I forget what caused the Northeast grid to go down, but it was several states. It wasn't just New York. And I think it was lasted 2 days, I think. Can't remember for sure. But it was an interesting trip that we took. So, all right, back to the show. Uh, I'm a memory person, and so I react with memories more than anything. And I apologize if you hate that. But that's what this scene reminds me of, is driving in New York during the Northeast power grid shutdown. He knows it's not good. So I've already gathered that Nick has had to kill somebody based on his reactions in the previous stuff. And if he was in a hospital and somebody had died and it kind of chain event. I can't tell what they're crawling into. Oh, it's lattices. That's where all the wind chimes are. Why is he limping? Something's going to jump out. Just the way they're filming this. Dog is still barking. I imagine the dog's going to be eaten by the time they get back over there. The dog is fighting, but he's not sounding good. He's had a couple of yelps. He don't like it when the animals get hurt. No, now he's dead.
Okay, we just stay here.
Yeah.
No.
And he was trying to protect the family.
No.
I couldn't tell if that was the person. Oh yeah, he's eating the dog. So that was the very first scene that we came across. Just grazed the front, so it didn't get the brain. She's gonna bite her leg.
What's wrong with Susan?
Is that Susan? Yeah. Sorry about all the barking if you can hear it. Welcome to my neighborhood. They're not my dogs.
7 years now, I can go to med school, be a doctor.
Okay,
Too bad.
definitely the same one
That's
then.
what she needs. Forget the fractures and lacerations.
She doesn't have her hair in a ponytail. That would help me.
Papa.
So he doesn't have a cousin.
You don't lose me. You're never gonna lose me. I won't leave you
Which means they're going to separate at some point in the future. By force or voluntarily.
Don't make Travis do it. It would break him.
Partly because Travis doesn't understand the full scale of it yet. It's kind of ironic since in Walking Dead, they say it should be a loved one that puts you down and all that, so. Go ahead and kill her. Get it over with.
Poquito de agua?
They're leaving.
Get her water.
Good.
I know Travis will let us go with him if we ask.
Once they're gone, I will go out, get a doctor. He will come and treat your mother.
I lean
Where are you
forward
gonna
and
find
he's
a doctor?
speaking in English.
I heard you.
Let's go, huh?
I hear a helicopter. Two helicopters. Those look like ospreys. That's not osprey. Osprey have the double blade on the sides that tilt up, I think. I don't know. I don't know my helicopters. We have ospreys that pass overhead all the time here. Military's going to stop them at the end of the road. No. They're going to turn around though. So they did get stopped by the military, just not the way I thought. It's flying awfully low. Getting ready to crash, it looks like. I know what que pasa means. What's happening? Okay. So that was episode 3 of season 1 of Fear the Walking Dead. Cat Fur. This little one kept interrupting. She takes forever to get settled down. And here we go again. So it seems like, let me get the names straight. Hold on. Nick and Maddie, or Madison, understand what's happening to a certain degree, which is that they're going to have to kill people. All they can see is your ears. All they can see is your ears. Travis sees what's happening, but is not accepting that they're not human anymore. They're not alive. That they're dead. And of course, with the military coming in, thinking that everything's going to get better. But as we know, that's not true. Not because it's the military, but because it's just not going to get better. And we're going to have fighting over the lap. Put my legs back down. So Mr. Salazar and his wife and daughter. Mr. Salazar has lied to the family by saying that his cousin's coming to pick him up. But it seems like even if his cousin was coming to pick him up, they wouldn't be able to get through because of the military. I think seeing just the ears is funny. Chris, I still haven't gotten a feel for. Eliza, Lizzie. Do they call her Lizzie? Liza, I think is her nickname. She seems to be trying to make the best of things, considering the situation they're in. And seems like the government's probably killed Patrick because they're assuming he was infected because of her blood being on him. And as we've seen, just because the blood lands on you doesn't mean anything. It's got to get into your bloodstream. It can get through your bloodstream if it gets into the mucous membranes. I don't know if the show is being that technical or not because The Walking Dead, they never really address that specifically. It seems like they get a lot of walker blood in their mouth and eyes. Nobody turns and knows. Your nose is a mucous membrane. So I'm not quite sure all the logic is being followed or not. I know once the blood is dry, it's no longer able to get in your system. Actually, I'll take that back. I don't know if we know that for certain. Someone just pointed out between wet blood and dry blood and all that when Negan coated his. By the way, there's probably going to be spoilers. I better not say anything more. But those of you that have seen, you guys know what I'm talking about. Somebody had commented between wet blood and dry blood, but it didn't seem as plausible to me because when you're stabbing and everything, that's all wet blood. When heads are coming off and parts are coming off, that is wet blood squirting or spraying or whatever. So the person that commented that, I didn't necessarily believe what they were saying. You know, it didn't fit what we've seen. So I don't know. But we do know that it's got to get into the bloodstream. And for those that take medications that are sublingual or have done drugs or anything like that, you know, the quickest way into the bloodstream is absorption through the mucous membranes. And that's your eyes, your nose, your mouth, the inside of the ear, and the genital area, and then any open wounds, of course. So, I don't know. And how nobody got a hangnail? Oh, come on. I've got hangnails all the time, especially since I'm not getting manicures. So, you know somebody's got a hangnail. And, you know, that's the exposed skin is mucous membrane, exposed wound area, open area. So, I don't know. I don't know. I'm rambling now. I'm trying to think, is there anybody else to comment on? We kind of stuck with those individuals other than Patrick and Susan and then the military. So I imagine in the next couple of days after they sweep the community, they're going to block off that community and declare it the safe zone, safe spot. Join me for the next episode and we'll go from there. Hopefully, I won't be as rambly. It'll probably be worse because I'm watching it right now and I'm already tired. All right. Talk to you guys later.